Hello students. In electrochemistry, we study two types of chemical cells, electrolytic cells and electrochemical cells. In electrolytic cells, on passing DC current, chemical reaction takes place, and in electrochemical cells, when chemical reaction takes place, when redox reaction takes place, electricity is produced, DC current is produced. Students are all aware of this fact. But when we talk about electrochemical cells, there is a doubt that why DC current is produced, why chemical reaction leads to production of DC current, how it is possible that current flows due to chemical reaction. To understand all these doubts, all these questions, we need to study a theory. The name of that theory is Nernst theory. Nernst theory. This is our today's topic. Actually, what happens in an electrochemical cell? In electrochemical cell, two electrodes and two electrolytes are there. This is electrolyte A and this is electrolyte B. Okay. Suppose this is zinc sulfate solution, aqueous. This is copper sulfate solution, aqueous. Zinc metal is dipped in zinc salt solution and copper metal is dipped in copper sulfate solution. We complete the circuit using a salt bridge and a wire having galvanometer. What will happen? Actually, in this type of electrochemical cell, current will flow from copper to zinc, and the flow of electrons is considered opposite to the flow of current. So electrons will flow from zinc to copper, and this salt bridge acts as a system that balances the ions across the electrode. So this is how current flows. But the question is, why does it take place? Why it doesn't happen that current flows from zinc to copper? So what is the base of production of current through this theory? All these things are studied in Nernst theory. Okay. So we have to study how it is possible that current flows from copper to zinc, and how to determine that current will be flown from one electrode to another. Okay. Actually, the first postulate of Nernst theory is when a metal dipped in its own salt solution. Suppose this is metal M, this is its salt solution Mn plus. Okay. Suppose a metal is dipped in its own salt solution, two types of reactions can take place. Two types of reactions are possible. First type of reaction is the metal will get dissolved into the salt solution as Mn plus, removing the electrons, and electrons will be deposited at the outer surface of metal. This is possible that it will lose electrons. This type of reaction is called oxidation. But in this theory, this type of oxidation has been named solution pressure. This is a new term, solution pressure. This is the new term, solution pressure. Means oxidation, means tendency to get dissolved into its own solution, leaving the electrons at the outer surface of metallic plate. Okay. And we studied so far that the electrode at which oxidation takes place is called anode. So this type of metals that have the tendency of solution pressure, that have the tendency to get dissolved into salt solution, will act as anode. So what are the types of, what are the examples of this type of metal? The examples are zinc, the example is iron, aluminium, etc. These metals generally act as anode when they are connected with metals like copper, when they are connected with metals with high electronegative tendencies. This is first type of reaction. Then second type of reaction is also possible. What is possible? Suppose a metal is dipped in its own salt solution. This is M, this is Mn plus. It is also possible that the metallic ions present in the salt solution will accept the electrons, will gain the electrons present at the outer surface of this metal. It is also possible that Mn plus, which are present in this salt solution, can gain electrons present at the outer surface of the metal, and reduction will take place. This is called reduction. But in Null's theory, this term has been named osmotic pressure. This osmotic pressure is different from the osmotic pressure is studied in solution. That is different thing. Okay, this osmotic pressure means the tendency of metallic ions to gain electrons from the outer surface of metal when the metal is dipped in its own salt solution. And solution pressure means the tendency of a metal to get dissolved into its own solution. Clear? So these type of metals acquire positive charge at the outer surface. Why? Because Mn plus have gained the electrons present in the outer surface, so the effect of positive charge will increase and it will acquire positive charge. Such type of metals act as cathode because reduction is taking place. Cathode as the electrode is the electrode at which reduction takes place, and this is the electrode at which oxidation takes place. It acts as anode. What are the examples of the metals that act in this way? Many metals are there. For example, copper. For example, silver. These metals, when dipped in their own salt solution, they behave in this manner. Clear? So, this metal acquired negative charge. This metal acquired positive charge. What will happen if we connect both metallic plates? If we connect both metallic plates, then the flow of electron will take place from this metal to that metal, from anode to cathode, and the flow of current will take place from cathode to anode. And this is how zinc metal acts as anode, copper metal acts as cathode. When they are connected using salt bridge and wire, galvanic cell is formed. Okay. So, considering this important Null's theory, we can find why a metal will act as cathode, why a metal acts as anode, and we can determine the possibility of an electron of being cathode or anode. Okay. So we can say, what is the conclusion? The conclusion is, more the tendency of a metal to get dissolved in its salt solution, more the solution pressure, more will be the tendency to behave as anode. So tendency to act as anode is directly proportional to solution pressure. and the tendency to act as cathode is directly proportional to osmotic pressure. Studying this theory, we can draw such types of conclusion. Thank you.